Hello, hello. I'm Chris Ferguson, and I'm the host of You've Championed Yourself. Who are you? I was, I've been sick with COVID, and I've been taking salt baths every week just to try to heal myself and get better. I'm trying to get myself positioned here. And I was in the bathtub, I was meditating, I was just allowing thoughts to come to my mind. And I said, oh my gosh, I have a strong foundation. I've created a foundation for who I am and what I've been through. I've taken all my traumas and my pains and used it to empower me to do things that most people, oh, my towel's falling off my hand, most people would never consider. And I thought, I need to spread this message today. I need to communicate this with everyone. No matter what you've been through, when you create a foundation for yourself, that means being the best person you can be, researching who you want to be. Ask yourself, what's my purpose? What's my purpose in life? Is it just to have a happy home and family and a roof over my head and food in my mouth? That's okay. But what else is my purpose? What else is my message? What else is for me? And as I was sitting there and meditating, I thought the biggest foundation you need to start with is yourself. Because the first and biggest and best relationship you'll ever have is having that relationship with yourself, trusting yourself, getting beyond the ego and allowing yourself to not second guess, to trust yourself, to not overthink, to allow yourself to be present in every moment of your life. It's not looking back and staying in all the misery. It's about understanding that accept accountability for what was yours. If you're a child, you're not responsible. The law says you're not responsible. But how much do you really know as a child? How much do you or should you have to defend yourself, your honor, your innocence? You shouldn't. There should be somebody there, a parent, a guardian, somebody standing with you. I didn't have that, so I had to become that myself for me. I was angry for a long time, and that anger turned into power as far as me getting physically fit, me being able to defend myself emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So that foundation added another layer to my foundation. Then the next things, the different experiences that happened in my life that I overcame and walked through, laid another layer on my foundation. And as you grow, you keep adding layers. You don't look back, you add layers. You take those experiences and say, okay, I was a street kid. I did things that were bad. I stole for food to eat. Did I regret it? No, because I was just trying to survive. I dumpster dived to eat. It didn't matter, but I was a street kid sleeping under bridges at 14, 15 years of age. So the fact is I used all those experiences and applied it to my life. I had been in law enforcement, different levels of law enforcement for 40 years. But 21 of those years was my way of paying it forward and honoring my foundation. I worked with troubled youth. I loved it. It was the hardest job I ever had, but I loved it. Kids are so smart. They know far more than we give them credit to. But when you help them day in and day out for 180 days, you spend more time with them than their parents. And just by being that one person that can help a homeless girl graduate, I was humbled. I added that to my layer of foundation. Just being and getting one gang member out of gangs, I was humbled and added that layer to my foundation. So it's not about building up walls. It's about building your foundation for your life. And you can do it any day. Every day you have the ability to become your best you. You decide what it is. You have the ability to say, I'm not doing this anymore. I like myself. I think I'm a pretty cool person. Well, the thing is I may think that, and sometimes I'm sure I've pissed people off. I don't care. If I said something to them that hurt their feelings, I wasn't trying to hurt their feelings. I was just trying to answer their questions. I don't try to. I got to take this off. It's crazy, but anyway, uh, I I'm building foundations. I've been building my foundation of me for 62 years. And I challenge you to look at what you're going through right now. I challenge you to look at what you're doing in your life and start accepting who you are, what you've done through your life. If it's a regret, acknowledge it. Apologize to yourself. Forgive yourself. Because as you do this in you, you can then start giving it to others and being of service. And if it's just being kind, if it's just saying thank you, if it's just saying good morning, you never know what those words are going to mean to somebody. You're adding another foundation, another layer to your foundation. So step up, step out for you, nobody else, for you. Get greedy and start liking who you are. Start liking how far you've come in your life. We all know we've all had different traumas. They're not the same, but traumas affect people differently. But when you empower yourself, that affects you and you alone. And it's how you step up and show up for yourself. Start building your foundation of love for you. It changes your mindset. It helps you to set boundaries so you're not sabotaging yourself, not anybody else, but yourself. And then you're showing yourself that care, that self-care, and seeing your worth and your value. So in my meditation, it was like, you need to do a recording of this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the bathtub here. What are you talking about? And they said, no, go do it now. So I listened to my intuition. I listened to it because I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope I remember this. Please, please, please. If I never forget anything, don't let me forget this. Don't let me forget. And I'm going through brain fog with COVID. So, the effects of COVID. So I'm like, please just don't let me forget this. So then I literally put a towel on my head, put my bathrobe on, came over here and said, let's do this. Let's do this. It's for ourselves. I'm so excited for my podcast. I never thought I would ever do one, but I showcase ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And they don't say anything about it. They don't tell anybody about it, but they've gone through their traumas. They've gone through their pains. They've gone through all their struggles and obstacles. They walked through it. They didn't know where they were going. They didn't know what was going to happen, what was going to come out on the other side. And then they found out that they are exceptional human beings and they do things for people every day, not intentionally. That's just who they are. That's how they show up. And I'm not saying I'm not asking you to rescue anyone. You can't. I'm not asking you to think that you can change people's minds. You can't. But if you can put out a message of thank you, if you can put out a message of have a great day, many blessings, much love, do you know what you could do in 30 days? I currently, on my Celestial Intuitive page in Facebook, it's a group, have a 30-day challenge of simple acts of kindness. But for every kindness that you do for someone else, as far as holding the door, saying thank you, please, excuse me, have a great day. I am having them do something for themselves because it's about building value into your foundation. It's about building your self-worth in your foundation. It is about, for everything you do for someone else, you're equally deserving for that to be for you. So we are putting out, I'm going to put out that challenge here on You've Championed Yourself. And I'll check 30 days after I air this podcast. I'm going to check back and see, put it in the comments. Join I have a Facebook group, Celestial Intuitive Readings. I have You've Championed Yourself, YouTube. And I'm going to put the challenge out on that with this podcast. Let me know if you're just interested, or let me know if you're committed to taking these steps for yourself. Nobody else. Nobody's holding a gun to your head. Nobody's pulling your arm behind your back. Nobody is forcing you to do anything. It's all about how you show up for yourself, that you add a layer to your foundation. And that foundation supports you in your personal relationships, your professional relationships, your career, in the way that you show up for others is how you show up for yourself. So, are you interested or are you committed? From the bottom of my heart, in my most vulnerable moment, sitting here in a bathrobe, I thank you for listening today. And I'm encouraging you to do the challenge. And I'm grateful if you do. Thank you. Many blessings. Much love. Add a layer to your foundation.